and welcome to another video. I want to discuss, in the spirit of, the first month of the year, fresh outlooks, new starts, basically I just wanted to discuss what I'm planning for the city, because I feel like I've mentioned it quite a few times, like sort of separately at the end of videos, kind of like roughly offhand what I'm doing, but I feel like it's probably not just to share, but also to kind of remind myself and keep myself to it. It'd be a good idea to kind of show you what I mean to do this year with mostly my city. I think I've mostly made up my mind about what I want to do with the city, and then basically maybe some other projects and some loose plans I'm currently working on in my mind. So let me take you off this tripod and show you around the city to talk through some ideas. So first up, when you walk into this Lego room, you see this super boring empty green plot right behind a diner. I have left this empty ever since I put the city back together, and I finally decided what I want to do with it because I just couldn't make up my mind. I really like how this street here kind of looks because it has like this red building. It looks very finished, but then here I quite like the back of the diner, or at least these two floors. This maybe not so much, but we can cover that up. But I think what I'm going to be doing here is a farmer's market. We're obviously getting that really cool new figure in Series 24 minifigures. So I thought, do you know what? It's the perfect moment to do a farmer's market here. I could have a little like bench here, a little tree, and then just some little stalls slash smallish things to bring some life to this corner. I may change it eventually, but I don't really think I want to do a building here. I don't think it needs a building, but we could have a little coffee stall, some farmers' stalls, and then a few like benches and trees and plants and stuff, just to kind of zhuzh this area up a little bit next to the skate park, so kind of keep it interesting. Then next up, we have this area here. Oh no, sorry lady. So I've never actually completed the corner that sits here. I need to add it back in just to kind of complete the pavement here in front, and also, as you can see, there is actually a bit missing from the river still that I need to finish. So this little area here that I created a pathway for, this needs some finishing. This is probably an off-camera project to kind of just, fit in whenever, but it's just such an obvious thing that I could tackle, and I still haven't done that. And then here we have, initially I said temporarily, but the longer it's there, the more I think it kind of blends in, the European Jazz Cafe, old build of the Assembly Square. I think it looks really nice here. It blends in with the style of buildings that I have here. So what I want to do is, now I've finally made up my mind that this is staying in the city at least for another year, I will tile this back and add some seating outdoors and kind of do a few mocks. And then here we've got a little sneak peek of the next project I need to work on. But to show you that properly, it's probably easier if I come here. So here we have the little side street next to Assembly Square. I've been saying for ages that I need to work on this. Here it is. I'm in half a mind to sort of like build an external wall that continues the Assembly Square in the same style, just to kind of not make it feel like the building was chopped off. But as you can see, I've planted the telephone box on a Ministry of Magic set here, and I think I may add a second one. I think it fits really well there. So I think for the time being, that is what I'm planning to do. I may build a little mock building like at the thing there, just so it doesn't look onto nothing. But that is kind of what I want to do, just to make sure that it feels finished and it feels thought about, because at the moment it's a little bit of an abandoned corner, and I think a little street light somewhere there would not go amiss either. And then here you can see what I pointed out earlier, the unfinished river bit. Moving on then, as you can see, this is nearly finished, but for some reason I never actually added the final tiles and the minifigures to bring life back into the city, so that's something that is literally a 10-minute job, and I really should just do. And then it will kind of feel much more alive. I definitely think this is a setup we're going to keep. I really like the way this looks, but we need to bring in some life with some figures. It's just urgent, very important. And then here we have currently the radio station, which is a 3D build. I think it looks quite nice here, but as I have continued to, review the city as it is currently, I think this building will be replaced. I'm contemplating doing either a very, very heavy mock of the Jazz Cafe modular that's come out this year, and just kind of change it up very heavily into what I want, or just do a complete mock. There is a mock that I've been kind of having my eye on for a really long time, which is called the Modern Library. It looks a little bit church-like, as some people pointed out, but at the same time, I think it's such a cool and crazy contrast building that, in a way, I feel like, because this is the old quarter, there is always like some sort of ridiculous modern building. I feel like in a way it'd be quite fun if it sat there. It would really definitely stand out. So I'm kind of contemplating that, but I have not 100% decided what I want to do. But this place in the city is definitely changing this year. And then we're also going to be seeing a mock to kind of cover the back here, just so you don't look onto nothing. But there's like a bridge and then like a fake building at the top, just so, you know, as I say, there isn't just wall and a bracket that you're looking out on, because that is not the most pretty one. Then moving on to the side, you're actually getting a little sneak peek of my Lego store. Yes, this is how little you can see it, and yes, there is going to be a floor there that is definitely not finished. But there is going to be a Lego store behind there. It's looking really nice, if I say so myself, but it's definitely not finished. So, you know, that's probably going to be the first video you're going to be seeing about this project. So keep your eyes tuned for that. It's sadly taken a little bit longer than I wanted to, because bricks are a little bit of a pain to get. But there is a bricklink order here ready to be opened and continued building. Then I think this area is kind of finished in my mind. I'm quite happy with it. I may add a few more minifigures, but I think I'm actually quite happy with how this looks. Like, from that building onwards, I'm very happy with this corner. That's probably been my favourite thing from the move. As much as this is probably the area that's changed the most, I'm actually really happy with how it looks here. Then, going down, the next project I really want to tackle is this row of canal houses. Now, you all know that this was just kind of like a quick mock that I wanted to do. This is in front of the, like, ever-changing park, and originally this building was on this corner. So this building is much more pretty from every single side, whereas I don't feel this is pretty enough to kind of sit here front and center. I do really still love that building and that building, but I think I can do better with this. So I think what I want to do is break this down, rethink it, add proper interiors, and then start again. I think what I will do is kind of keep like a similar vibe at the bottom, because this feels very Dutch to me. It's just the top I think I can change. I kind of want to keep it black, just because I feel like it's something you don't see very much, and it's definitely something you come across in Amsterdam, so it feels very appropriate to have it that colour. But I kind of want to see if I can add a little bit more detail, and definitely on the side, because now you see that side, you want a little bit more detail there. But I'm very, very happy with the way it looks, and the canal will stay. And as you can see, I've expanded the park so that the canal is sort of more integrated. I need to plug in the lights in these buildings, because these have all light kits in them, and I haven't added them to the circuit yet, and I really think that needs to happen. But I keep meaning to do that after I finish this building, and that keeps being pushed. So that's definitely a project coming up as well. That is what I want to tackle. Now, the big thing. So as you can see, Ninjago, though very shiny and exciting, has not really changed since I've moved. So I moved this all onto the top level when I, moved into this house, but due to sort of slight size differences and increased space available to me, there is just a lot of stuff that's unutilized. And I really want this year to be like the year of the Ninjago city. So my main aim is to kind of create more mocks, like I've created this one ages ago, and just really complete and add my own touch to my own Ninjago area, because this is one of the areas I love so much. Like, I have ideas to change this island. I want to add another half a base plate to the side that blends in perfectly with this Ninjago city. I want to do the same here. This is actually nearly a full base. It says this is a half a base plate and an 8 stud, so like it is a lot of space over there. Then there is all of this space in front that I haven't really created proper water for. It doesn't really fit anymore properly. And then there is this really beautiful spring lantern festival garden, which I think fits beautifully here, but also it's not the right size anymore. So there needs to be some mocking here just to kind of get it to blend in again, and maybe add a few more islands that connect to the main buildings. And I really just want to make sure that this area, which I love so very dearly, feels finished and feels unique, because I feel like I've added quite a lot of my own touches to the city. I definitely want to do that with this area. I love it so very much. So I'm going to be digging up half of my bits that I'd never used from the City of Lanterns, and just maybe buy a second one. This is going to be a huge focus this year. At the end of this year, my goal is to have this area finished, and I can walk in and go, well, not finished because it's always changing, but as in there isn't no empty gaps or not connected base plates or like proper empty space. That is what I want for this area so much, because it is my pride and joy. These are some of my absolute favorite sets, so let's give them the space that they deserve, right? So those are kind of my thoughts for like the area of the city and Ninjago next to me. Those are things that either have been on the list for really long, or really small things that I keep meaning to do but not get around to it. And just The Ninjago area, I've always said, is going to be the 2023 focus. I thought, you know what, if I make this video, I say it out loud, I hold myself to this, you guys can like ask me for progress, so I'd be like, okay, yeah, I need to really get going. I have some ideas for the Ninjago area that I think are really cool. Yes, I know that's kind of blowing my own horn, but hey, it's just finding the time to build, finding the time to design, and then getting the money to buy the bricks, because that's generally the hurdle. With the grocery store, it was a bit easier just because I had like 2 grocery stores, so that was slightly easy to mock, but actually getting the bricks for any mocks takes so long, and you have to order from so many different places, and not only does it take long, it is expensive. So these projects aren't like gonna be finished in February, let's be honest. I don't have the time to do that, and I definitely don't have the funds to do that. So there will be different content obviously on the channel, but these are projects that I really want to do. Like, having the old quarter in the city finished and having the city come back to life has given me so much joy. So I really just want to make sure that I can continue that for the rest of the city. If there's anything that you know, have come across, or things that you think look really cool in the city, you're very welcome to suggest ideas, especially if you see any cool Ninjago things. I probably have about 100 posts from Instagram saved to my favorites just to make sure that I have some good inspiration. There's some fantastic mock builders out there, but in a very real sense, I really want to try and put my own stamp on the Ninjago buildings, which I know is not going to be to everyone's taste, but it's going to be my city, and I really want them to be sort of like my interpretation of this Ninjago area. And in a really, really ideal world, I would love to add a monorail. Like, that would just be fantastic. Outside of the city and the Ninjago area, I have various things that I would like to do in the rest of the room. I feel like at the moment I'm not 100% sure if I'm happy with it. I think there is definitely quite a few projects that I would like to tackle. There's for sure the Harry Potter figure display. I somehow seem to have convinced myself I need to get every single 2018 and later Harry Potter figure. So that's going to be a fun collection goal. So that is all coming for this year. Have you got goals for yourself, for your Lego room, for your collection habits? I would love to know if people kind of look at their collections at the start of the year and kind of decide what they want to do or where they want to go, because though these reflections aren't necessarily New Year bound, I've had them for like a little while, I just thought this was the right time to kind of put them out in a video, discuss them, and kind of hopefully hold myself to them, because it's very easy to get distracted by new and exciting shiny projects. But I really want to get the city to as far and as beautiful as I can get it, so let's focus on that, so I can just really, I mean, I'm already pretty much there, but I just want to go back to like being really proud of the city, and just, yeah, there is a lot to be done. You probably will have seen a few sneaky peeks in this video of things that I haven't quite shown yet, because I have done a lot of work to the park. I have my first park of the year finished. I will reveal that pretty soon, because that was a little bit of a convoluted journey to get there. And there is some other videos coming as well, but this is sort of like where I'll be going with the city. So strap in, and we'll see you for the rest of the year. See you later, guys. Goodbye. Hello. I best win the lottery to fund all of this. Ooh, there's quite a lot to do. There is a lot to do.